ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So Lord Kapila is continuing to describe about the perfectional stage of consciousness which one can achieve in this human form of life. So there are gradations of consciousness, starting from practically not exhibiting any symptoms of life symptoms up to what the Lord is describing here now. So among all other living entities, human beings, Dvipat, they are considered to be superior. Among the human beings, that society which is divided according to quality and work, guna and karma, is considered to be better. Why? When the society is not divided according to guna and karma, people do not understand the goal of life. They do not understand the purpose of what they are doing. They do not understand what they should do also. Whimsically, people are engaged in activities. So, the society which is divided according to guna and karma, quality and work, is a better society. In such a society which is divided as Brahmanas, those who are doing intellectual work. Somebody may say that this division exists only in India. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So did God, He make these 4 divisions only for India? Isn't it? Somebody may question this. So that is why it is very important to understand that actually this is a division, natural division in human society. We may call them as mentioned in the scriptures, or we may not call them. Nevertheless, this division exists everywhere. There are intellectuals everywhere. There are intellectuals everywhere. So, when the society is actually not divided as per guna and karma, the result is it is no better than animal society. So these natural divisions exist everywhere. Unfortunately, in India, the division has now become corrupted. Instead of dividing the society as per guna and karma, it is divided according to birth. So Prabhupada puts a question that do we think son of a doctor is automatically a doctor without becoming qualified as a doctor? How he can become doctor? Son of a doctor, we can call him only son of a doctor. You cannot call him doctor. He has opportunity to become doctor. And not only he, everybody has opportunity. He may have better prospects of becoming a doctor. But this does not mean that others cannot become doctor. Similarly, somebody born in a family of a Brahmana has a good prospect to become a Brahmana. But that does not mean others cannot become. Specifically in Kali Yuga, it is said, Kalau Shudra Sambhavat. Everyone is born as Shudra. Janama Jayate Shudra. Samskarat Bhavet Tvija. By birth, everyone is ignorant, fool. So they are called as Shudras. So, this has to be understood properly, that actually in this division where people are intellectuals, then people who are administrators, people who are in trading and business, agriculture, and people who are labor. Intellectual class is naturally considered to be the head of the society. So that is what Krishna is saying, that among the four varnas, Brahmana is considered to be superior because of having understood the knowledge given in the Vedic scriptures, having understood the goal of life. So then automatically his work is Patan Pathan. Not only he should understand the Vedic literature, he should teach to others also the importance of understanding what is given in the Vedic literatures. So Krishna starts making distinctions there, that even among the Brahmana, somebody may not be very learned. So Krishna says, the intelligent men who are designated as Brahmanas are the best. Among the Brahmanas, one who has studied the Vedas is the best. Brahmaneshu api Vedagno. Those who have scrutinizingly studied the Vedas are better. They are superior. Then, he arthagno abhidikas tataha. And somebody may have studied the Vedas, but still he may not have understood the purpose of the Veda, import of the Veda, conclusions of the Vedas. So he is still not very superior. Somebody who has understood the purpose of the Veda among the Brahmanas is situated far better, superior. And what is the purpose of the Vedas? We saw that. Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita, Vedescha sarve ahameva vedyaha. From all the Vedas, I am to be understood. So if somebody is at the platform of only understanding Brahman, he is also Brahmana, but he is not a superior Brahmana. When somebody has understood the real purpose of the Veda is to understand Bhagavan, then he is the perfect Brahmana. And such a perfect Brahmana is called a Vaishnava. So that Prabhupada explained in the last purport. The purpose of the Vedas is to understand absolute. One who understands the absolute truth in three phases, Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. And one who understands term Bhagavan to mean personality of Godhead is considered to be the best of the Brahmanas or a Vaishnava. So best of the Brahmanas is Vaishnava. Now it is very important to understand that automatically should make us to understand if we are Vaishnava, we should possess the quality of a Brahmana automatically. If somebody is a Supreme Court judge, he must have the quality of an advocate automatically. Because without being an advocate himself, he cannot rise to the platform of a judge, magistrate. Similarly, if somebody is a Vaishnava, then he must possess the qualities of a Brahmana automatically. Because it is said in the Vedic scriptures, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarve gune tatra samasate suraha. All the good qualities, it should come in a person who is practicing devotional service. So, if these qualities are not getting manifest in us, then we should understand I am not practicing properly. Isn't it? I am in a lower grade of being a Vaishnava. So that also Prabhupada explains very nicely. That even in devotional service, not only in Brahmana, best of the Brahmana is called a Vaishnava. But even amongst the Vaishnava there is division. There is Kanishtha Vaishnava, Madhyama Vaishnava and Uttama Vaishnava. So anyone who has reached the conclusion that yes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the final purpose of the Vedas to understand, he is definitely greater than a Brahmana. But he gradually has to rise to the platform of being an Uttama Vaishnava, Mahabhagavata Vaishnava. So that is also very essential. So that now the Lord starts describing one by one. So Lord has already said, Lord Kapila has said, Arthagna, one who is Arthagna, one who has understood the purpose of the Veda, that means a Vaishnava. He is the best of the Brahmanas. But among them, who is better? That the Lord is describing in today's verse. Arthagnat samshaya chetta. That means better than a Brahmana, one who has understood the purpose of the Vedas is one who has studied the Vedas in a way that his doubts are cleared himself, he has no doubts, and he can also clear others' doubt. You see, if you see in Bhagavatam, that is described how doubts are cleared. The beginning is Shravanam. Nashtha prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. So if we don't hear every day the glories of the Lord, nityam bhagavata sevaya, and if we don't serve the mission of the pure devotee on a daily basis, every moment, then actually the different kinds of anarthas will not get eradicated. Shanvatam swakatha Krishna punya shravana kirtana hridantasto hiya badrani vidunoti surad satam. So when we start hearing, then anarthas will go out, and daily when you do bhaktir bhavati naishtaki, our devotional service will become fixed. You see? How it becomes fixed? If doubts fully are not cleared, it will not become fixed. So that means gradually all kinds of misgivings are going on. They all go away. Prabhupada says, Nashtha prayeshu means good percentage of abhadranis have vanquished. At that time, our bhakti becomes naishtaki, it becomes fixed. May not be cent%. Cent% doubts may not have got clear. But still we become fixed in devotional service. And slowly when we progress, then it says, Vidhyante sarva samshayaha shiyante chasya karmani. All our doubts gradually will become completely dissipated. You see. So, until and unless we hear these doubts, our doubts will not go away. Our doubts are there, how we can dissipate doubts of others. So, progressive Vaishnava means he understands the importance of hearing Krishna Katha. Not that I know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so I have understood the purpose of the Veda. That is not enough. That very first day you can understand. The moment you come to Krishna consciousness, you will understand. These two things, I am not material body and Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Isn't it? That we can understand. But thoroughly when you read the Vedic scriptures, doubt should go away. Lord Kapila is saying, this is a higher stage where your doubts are cleared and you can clear other people's doubt. In the purport, Prabhupada is saying that if someone not only has this knowledge but is able to clear all doubts, and later Prabhupada says, if questions about absolute truths are asked, then he can explain clearly and eradicate all doubts. See, if questions are asked, he should be able to explain clearly and he should be able to eradicate doubts of others. How this will happen without hearing? If we have not heard properly, how you can clear doubts? Isn't it? See, when in Naimisharanya we find this, the great sages headed by Shaunaka, after hearing from Suta Goswami, they keep on asking so many important questions, some doubts whichever they would have had. You see. And Suta Goswami explains it in terms of what he has heard himself from Shukadeva Goswami. Many you will find. After some episode gets over, then they ask some questions. And then Suta Goswami eradicates those doubts because he has himself heard very attentively. So, he is in a better position. Then Prabhupada says, Lord Kapila is explaining, better than him is someone who not only who has studied the Vedas properly, he can eradicate other people's doubt, he can clearly explain, he can eradicate their doubt, and at the same time, he is himself following all the Vaishnava principles. Because there may be possibility, intellectually one may have understood nicely, very, very analytically, but there is a possibility that he has himself not applied that in his own life. And as a result, he is not following himself Vaishnava principles. So he is not considered to be a higher grade Vaishnava. Intellectually somebody is convinced, intellectually he can explain nicely, clearly, he can even eradicate doubts. What is Bhagwan, what is Paramatma, what is this? But he himself is not following the Vaishnava principles properly. Then he is not a very high grade Vaishnava. So Lord Kapila is stressing this point. Swakarma krit. Swakarma. Brahmana, he is a Brahmana, he is a Vaishnava. He should be perfect in following his principles of Brahmana or a Vaishnava. So, Prabhupada says that. But if a Brahmana does not follow the Vaishnava principles, then he is not situated on a higher level. One must be able to clear all doubts and at the same time be situated in Brahmanical characteristics. So it should reflect in his character, in his behavior, in his dealings. Vaishnava principles should reflect. So Prabhupada explains that such a person is called Acharya. Because he teaches by example. The other one who teaches only intellectually, he is not called Acharya. Okay, he may be able to pass on some kind of theoretical understanding, knowledge. He cannot bring about a change in the heart of a person. But one who is following himself, he can bring about a change in another person. So actually, if we want to be very good preachers, then we must follow this principle of Achar and Prachar. Both are very essential. Prabhupada used to give this example. If a doctor himself is smoking, and he is giving instruction to his patient, smoking is injurious to health, will it be effective? Will the patient take it seriously? He is smoking himself and is telling the patient, don't smoke. You will get into problems. Then he will think he is doctor himself, he is himself smoking and he is telling me. Isn't it? So similarly, in Krishna consciousness, we should understand that if I can practice myself, then it becomes effective to preach to others. Say for example, if I am temple commander, I personally myself do not attend Mangal Arati, let us say. Day in and day out I am absent. And then I am telling others, why you are not coming for Mangalarati? In his mind immediately comes as if you are coming daily. Will it not come automatically? What you are telling me, Prabhu? In his mind he will be thinking, what you are telling me, Prabhu? You yourself are not coming. Isn't it? So, it is essential that achar and prachar, then it will be very, very effective. So, Prabhupada says this, such a person who knows the purpose of Veda, who can employ principles laid down in Vedic literature, he can employ, he can utilize them, those principles he is following in his life, and who teaches his disciple in that way, he is called an acharya. See? So, there may be someone who has only understood intellectually, there may be somebody who is not able to eradicate doubt still, but there can be someone who knows the import of the Vedas, he can clarify others' doubt, he himself is following Vaishnava principles in his life and also teaching others. He is called an acharya. So somebody may be following also and he may not be teaching. So he still may not be called as an acharya. One who teaches, he is an acharya. And one who teaches by example, his own example, he is an acharya. So that one should understand. So Prabhupada says, his position is that he executes devotional service with no desire for elevation to higher position of life. So such an acharya, the Lord is explaining. How is he different from others? Others may be executing, even though they may be executing in their own life, but still they may have some kind of motivation. That means they are not pure devotees. They still have some kind of motivations in their life. So, that is what the Lord is saying here. Better than him is one who is liberated from all material contamination, and better than him is a pure devotee who executes devotional service without expectation of reward. So, Arthagnat Samshaya Chetta, better than Arthagnat, one who has understood the purpose of the Veda, is one who can dissipate doubts. Tatah Shreyan Swakarmakrit, better than him is one who applies these Vaishnava principles in his own life. And better than him is one who has become liberated by following all these principles. After following the principles, he has become liberated from this material world. He has become purified. And better than him is one who has become completely cleansed, that he has no more material desire. Adhugda dharmam atmanaha. Dharmam means practicing devotional service. Atmanaha, not for his material, some kind of expectation of reward. He is considered to be superior. So Prabhupada compares this teaching of Lord Kapila to what is mentioned elsewhere in scriptures, which is mentioned in Bhagavatam itself, where three categories of devotees are explained: Kanishtha, Madhyama and Uttama. So Kanishtha, Prabhupada is explaining, who knows the science of absolute truth but is not able to preach to others. So he is not able to preach to others. Madhyama, one who not only knows and understands but also preaches. And Uttama, one who not only can preach but he is able to see the Supreme Lord in every living entity and everything in the Supreme Lord. Reciprocally, He is able to see the Supreme Lord in every living entity, and in the Supreme Lord everything is situated. He is able to see this. He is considered to be Uttama. So he is preaching also. When he is Uttama, he automatically has achieved the level of Kanishtha and Madhyama, whatever they have achieved. And his perception has become imbued with love of God. With that love of God, he is able to see his Supreme Lord everywhere, in every living entity's heart. And he is able to see that nothing is aloof from the Supreme Lord. He is able to see everything situated in the Supreme Lord simultaneously. So he is considered to be on the topmost platform. And in the next verses we will find Lord Kapila will explain that such a person who has dedicated everything for the sake of the Supreme Lord, Lord says, I do not find anybody superior than him. I don't find anyone superior than him. So the Lord comes back to his original point, that how a separatist who has not got the vision of the Supreme Lord, who has a separate interest from the Supreme Lord, is not very pleasing to the Lord. But one who has the same interest as the Supreme Lord, who can see the Supreme Lord in every living entity and everything in the Supreme, he is the topmost and he is very dear to the Supreme Lord. The Lord will come to that conclusion once again. So we'll stop with this. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.